Welcome to the What You Gonna Want to Do podcast. I'm Kevin.
I'm Mr. Weaver.
Ooh, Mr.
I'm Caleb.
And we're three guys from Springfield, Ohio.
I'm on the west side, far west.
Yeah, pretty far west.
Yeah.
I'm where all the people
north.
go.
Downtown. Yeah. Nice.
Why are we doing this?
I don't know.
And Dad lives at so
Our studios. What you gonna want to do when you see the new high school?
Get up. What?
Oh, too close.
Oh, okay. Scott and I are a couple Gen X guys.
What
You're
are we
welcome.
doing?
Caleb's a millennial. We're just reintroducing ourselves.
But you know what? I don't like to put myself in a box. I'm more than that. I'm more than a millennial.
Are you?
I mean, yeah.
What are you?
You know, I'm a lot of things.
You're a father?
I'm a joker. I'm a smoker. Wait, that's a song.
Not.
I'm not a smoker, but I am a joker.
You are a good joker.
I try. I didn't say I was good at it. I just do it.
Anyway, today's episode, Tales from the Gridiron. All of us.
We all agreed on this one. No pushback.
We all played football growing up.
I was on the football team.
And
played might be operative word.
Yeah.
Played.
Yeah.
But doing anything.
The level of play may vary based on individuals.
Yes.
But doing anything, you have stories. I know you got stories.
Yeah.
There's things that happen.
Stories.
Scott and I started playing middle school.
And this was before the face masks.
Well, there's a story about that.
Oh, yeah, there
But
is.
in middle school,
an actual story.
I didn't play till 8th grade. Did you play in 7th grade, or did you have a broken arm then?
That's a
great question.
And Scott's broken arm story is really good. We'll do that sometime, but not today.
Yeah,
Scott doesn't look like it's that great of a story.
It's embarrassing.
I don't know why it would be embarrassing.
I do.
Well,
Because you broke your arm.
Yeah.
I mean, people break bones.
It was the
if
competition.
we're gonna do this another day, then maybe get off of it.
Okay,
pretty
we'll
quick
do it
here.
another day. We'll embarrass you some other time, Scott.
Okay.
He said he wanted to do it another time, and he's like, "But let's also let's get into it a little bit."
Did you play in 7th grade?
I don't know. It was 7th or 8th. Yeah.
I know we played in 8th.
You didn't start till middle school.
I didn't play till 8th grade.
Because you still
I
weren't
don't
sure
think
about this forward pass thing.
I wasn't real. I mean, I like Woody Hayes. Woody was run.
Yeah.
3 yards of cloud of dust.
Cloud of dust.
You know, 3 things can happen when you throw the ball.
Yeah.
You were
None of this
2 of them
forward.
aren't good.
You were longing for the days of the 4 horsemen.
That's right. I just wanted to
Long for the days.
get in there and grind it out.
4 horsemen.
That's what I like.
Yeah.
I might have been 8th grade because I don't remember not playing, when we were playing football that I was, other than the senior year.
Yeah. Did you play any Pee-wee?
I did then back in Reynoldsburg.
Yeah.
Dad coached a little
Oh yeah.
Pee-wee team, the Crestville Steelers.
Ooh, of course you was.
I'm a Steeler fan out there. I'm sorry to disappoint those watching, but my dad was from Pennsylvania. It's kind of.
Did he name the team, or was it already?
No,
they were already that.
They were
Yeah.
pre-Steelers.
Pre-Steelers.
And we had the the black and gold thing, and then Sean was the water boy, a very not very reliable water boy, because nearest the practice field there was like a jungle gym apparatus, cornucopia of things, and he was always over there doing something, digging in the sand, swinging, doing the merry-go-round thing. Where's why these guys are dying? He's nowhere to be found. And then Dad finds him, and he's running over there with those carriers, the wire carriers that had
the water bottle.
Playing on the playground, carrying the water?
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
He was a mess.
That's funny.
But I think I tell you the truth, I think that might be it before me though.
Yeah.
Playing before.
Okay. Do you remember what position you played?
Again, probably the line.
Star quarterback.
Yeah, star quarterback.
He had a rocket.
He had a rocket for an arm.
We played in 8th grade for the Reed Bulldogs.
The old Bulldogs.
And I was like 120 pounds, soaking wet.
Why were you wet?
As you would be,
when you weigh.
Yeah, when you weigh anything light like that, you always have to be soaking wet to be weighed. That's how it goes. I don't know. Okay. Gives you just a little more volume, I guess.
And I was a completely dry 320.
Bone dry. Not a stitch of clothes on.
325.
Yeah. Actually, I have one foot hanging off a little.
It's just barely.
It's teetering on the end.
Yeah.
325.
325, yeah. How old were we? What, 12? 11, 12?
How old you are in 8th grade? How old's your 8th grader? You're a 7th grader. How old's your 7th grader?
So you're talking more like 12, 13.
Okay.
That sounds about right.
All right.
But I was a guard, offensive guard.
Oh, wow. That's
right next to you playing
Yeah,
tackle.
that's right.
This is the impression I made. I was right next to this guy. He's surprised that I was playing guard. But started the whole year.
Yeah. Well, you've been said, you were wide receiver, tight end. Yeah. So starting off with guard. Guard. It's just my memory. That guard. I remember now.
I remember we were 3-3 that year.
Yeah, were we?
Yeah, but we did win the traveling trophy.
Oh, cool.
We beat Possum and Rockaway. And that's all you had
to do. With the trophy.
They were the other two middle schools from our school district. So you beat them guys, and you were the champions.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, and we beat them, and somebody else. I don't know, like Indian Valley or South Vienna or some other team. I don't know. But only game I really remember, other than I do remember we would get punts blocked quite a bit.
Oh.
And it was usually the guy who was the back that was blocking would always get on the wrong side and get hit in the back with the punt. Because there's nothing like that sound. The ball snapped, you're blocking guys, you hear that bump.
Yeah.
You know.
You
turn around and start running after the ball. So
you hear it.
Yeah. I
remember
that happened quite a bit. But I do remember our games against Possum and Rockaway that year. Because the Rockaway game, they only had like 12 kids to begin with.
Oh. Okay.
And one of their guys got hurt. Like broke a collarbone or something.
Gee.
Had to leave the game. So now they're down to just 11. And their best player broke his arm. Compound.
Wow.
Right, and it happened.
Compound fracture.
Yeah, compound fracture. Like right near the elbow.
Ouch.
Going the other way.
Jeez.
And it happened right in front of our sideline. We were on the visiting sideline. I remember that.
Was I there?
Yeah, but did you play defense?
Yeah, see, I don't think I only played offense, I think.
Okay, well, we were on defense at the time.
Oh, okay. So I would have been.
I was standing on the sideline because I only played offense too.
Yeah, we had to have been off.
And it happened right in front of us.
So just real briefly, this is probably, 99% of the reason I'm here and the podcast
is to find out what
what the heck happened to me. Because I never remember any of it. And then when
he's filling you
start to, okay, yeah.
I guess I do remember that.
Yeah.
Remember the kid that died?
I remember the guy who broke his arm. Raymond Hayes, remember him?
Hayes,
really tall kid.
Yeah.
And like two of our guys tackled him, at the same time, and he was trying to catch himself going down, and it was gross. And that was the end of the game. They had to forfeit the rest. We were up. We were going to win anyway. We were going to win, but that was it. And I think that was the end of their season because you can't go on with 10 guys.
Yeah, you can't go on thinking nothing's wrong.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I remember the possum game.
You played a game of possum?
We played against possum.
Oh.
And we were across the line on offense, you and I, against two guys that would end up being really good friends of ours in high school.
Oh.
And they both passed. They both passed away.
Oh, this is a feel-good story.
Steve Carter and Jeff Davis.
Yeah.
But they were both really good football players and really big guys. And, like I said, I was pretty scrawny. And I remember, like, one of the first plays, they, like, busted through the line, sacked our quarterback or tackled running back in the backfield. And our coach, who I won't say his name because you see him from time to time.
Oh.
And so, but he called us, he sent two guys in for us, calls us over to the bench and starts yelling at us about blocking. You don't block him up here, you block him down here. He like smacked us in the stomach and we're like, yeah. And then we went back out, and the rest.
Although it didn't hurt me because I was compact 325, so my core was extra tight.
There you go. But I remember
that didn't hurt me, Coach. Try it again.
Yeah, nice try.
You got? Is that all you got?
Hit me like a man.
I've been working on that medicine ball for months. But that's what happens. See, I forgot about that.
Well, but I remember going back in and the rest of the game just like diving at their shins the whole game.
Diving at their shins, and we couldn't.
They couldn't get back there, and we won.
See, that's good.
It worked.
That's awesome, Kev. Well, we learned from our mistakes.
We did. Yeah, we didn't want to get abused on the sideline anymore. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was just like kind of like, I think he like kind of pushed our pads. Hit him up here.
You just kind of
just trying to tell us, we need to get low.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, good stuff. But then next year we were up in high school playing on the freshman team, and I think all the years we played football, I think that was my favorite team.
The favorite team
that we played on.
Certainly the most successful.
Yeah, definitely the most successful. We won like the first 4 games. I think we only played like 6 games, and we, our first 4 games were like just killing everybody.
Yeah.
Coach Bedingfield, he was just an awesome guy, and then Mr. Spees was the assistant coach, and this guy. He had been the guidance counselor like through middle school and stuff, and he was just like so soft spoken.
Yeah,
just doesn't seem like a football coach at all.
No.
And so when he would like get mad at you, it was funny. It was like Mr. Rogers yelling at you or something. Right, and so we wouldn't take him seriously. But Bedingfield was a great coach, and I remember. I think it was maybe 3rd or 4th game after, we'd won every game before that. We played his team, and he thinks that we're starting to get a little too big for our britches, and so he's like, just doesn't want us to take it for granted.
Oh.
So he's like, this team is undefeated. Nobody's scored on them. And so we go out there, we're playing them, and we're just like playing terrible. Like the first half, we're like down. Like a touchdown or something.
Wow.
And he gets us this halftime. What's wrong with you guys? This team hasn't won a game all year.
Oh, no.
And then we went out and killed them in the second half. But we were all like, too tight and freaking out the first half. But I remember that really well. I also remember eye black was just kind of becoming a thing then.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have any
eye numbers on jerseys.
Silver numbers on jerseys.
I didn't have any eye black, but my mom had this, it was called mint julep, a face mask. It was green.
Oh, wow.
And I remember swiping this stuff and bringing it and applying it like eye black. And other guys put it on too. So, and this stuff just kind of like cakes on after a certain point.
It just dries there, kind of.
It just dries there. And I remember how stupid we look, because like some of them were like putting like big,
big old
of it on, and what is wrong with these people? Like you're turning into the Hulk or something.
That's weird, man.
But yeah, that was super weird. I remember that. I remember we won, like I said, the first 4 games or whatever. We beat everybody, and then we played like 2 schools that were like really big schools, and so they a lot more depth and stuff. And I remember we played Troy over there at their stadium where you played a playoff game.
Playoff? I didn't play a playoff game. I was on a team that played a playoff game.
I think you were on the special teams.
Were you on the special teams, Caleb?
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Well, you were on the team.
Yeah, maybe. I was on the sideline.
You were on the team.
I watched the whole game from the best seats in the house.
But you were on the team.
Yeah. I remember playing tight end. I caught a pass, and as soon as I catch the ball, these guys, we were freshmen, and these guys were probably like 6'2", playing like strong safety, and just picked me up and like carried me like 10 yards back and slammed me on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, I do remember that, because I mean,
you'd
all of a sudden you're like airborne, and you're like,
wait a minute,
going backwards,
leaving the earth.
But we ended up losing those last couple games. But that was a really good team.
Yeah.
And it makes you think, okay, this team, we're so good when we're freshmen, we're gonna move on, and as we get to be juniors and seniors, we're gonna be great teams, but
pretty competitive. But we weren't
just,
really.
No.
Plus, we had a coach that we had our issues with.
Yeah.
The whole favorites thing, or
yeah.
I have one memory real quick, and we were in practice, and I'm not going to place this in the right year or anything. I just remember one practice we didn't get face masks in.
Yeah,
we're wearing
that was our sophomore year
hat out there, and it's looking like
like they called us the
eggheads, yeah.
Because it was me and you, and I forget who the other buddy of ours was, but like everyone else, has the full face mask.
Here we are.
They let you practice with a face mask on?
Because it was conditioning.
Yeah,
You're just, getting acclimated to it and stuff.
Yeah,
so we had to wear them. Yeah, we looked so stupid.
Gosh.
I mean, and we had all white helmets.
Yes.
And so they would put, like before the first game would start, they would put the decals and stuff on, the stripes down the middle and a decal that said Shawnee on the side.
But they weren't doing that for conditioning.
No.
So
just
we were just completely white,
bulbous looking.
Yeah, and
you looked like
eggheads.
Yeah, eggheads.
Yeah,
and my big old cheeks stuffed in there. That's 325 then, and it was like looked like a sumo wrestler wearing a face all pinched up and
that's hilarious.
Red. And
for the record, this guy was.
But I mean, we did look pretty goofy.
I mean, you couldn't look normal.
Oh, it was terrible.
This is your first year with the varsity.
Yeah.
So you're sophomores, because freshmen didn't practice with the varsity team. You didn't get to do that until you were sophomore. So, this is our first year up with the bigger guys, and
you got jokers on the Slagle and all these guys that are just
giving it to you.
Oh
Yep.
That's hilarious.
And it's us too.
Yeah.
There were others that had helmets with the face, but no, we happen to be a couple that don't get it.
Yep.
And we're already, you've got,
very few.
Sophomore, freshman, you're still kind of
there may
a little green, you're a little, what's the word, self-conscious maybe.
Oh, yeah.
And then you got,
Definitely.
this thing, it's like, oh my gosh.
There may have been one other guy besides us that had him. I don't know if maybe Brad did, but there was only one other. It was just us three, I think, and felt totally stupid. But yeah, I was thinking of that one too.
That's what I kept laughing because the image of running and the things, wobbling a little bit up there because it was like, oh my gosh, what
are you looking?
What nerds?
Yeah. Oh man,
I remember one game, and this may have been our sophomore year, but we were getting beat really bad at halftime.
It sounds right.
We go in the locker room, and one of the seniors was just like starts, yelling at everybody. I'm doing everything I can out there. You guys need to work harder. And the coach walks in and just like picks him up, just slams him into the locker. Remember that?
Yeah.
He's just like,
jeez.
Yep. Whoa! Shut up. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, that's the same game that the coach goes off on us and like punches his clipboard. And it broke, and a piece flew up and cut his face. Remember that?
His face. Yeah, I remember that.
And so he had to go get I don't think he got stitched up, but he had to get bandaged up before he came back on the field. He walks back after after halftime, and he's got this big old bandage on his face. But he was something else.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of talent, especially I think the class.
That's
before
sophomore. It might have been our
junior year.
Because
there's a lot of talent. I think with the team
year,
above us.
Yeah.
They didn't do as well. I mean, they might have been 6-3-1 may have been their best.
Yeah.
And then we were 5-5 the last year, our senior year.
It was 6-3-1. Was that our junior year?
I think that was our junior.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because they did have a lot of talent, and we were at one point we were ranked, high enough to get a playoff spot, and then we lost 3 in a row.
Yeah,
and we had tied we tied Catholic Central that year.
Yeah. The coach. I think there was indeed problems with the coach.
Yeah.
Too. I mean, if I didn't feel like we felt. As a team, was more kind of promoting your better players, and I don't think that helped with cohesiveness.
No, no, definitely not. Because we had a guy that was fullback that was really good. Run the ball up the middle.
Yeah,
get us all the way down the field, and then we get down inside the goal line. Inside the 10, and they'd run the ball outside on a pitch play, fumble the ball, stuff like that. So, that was always frustrating.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a kid that he was kind of he wanted to be on the team, but his mom didn't want him to be on the team, so he kind of did he was kind of like equipment manager / water boy thing. And then one day he finally let our coach in to let him play, and he ended up being the best linebacker on our team.
Oh, wow.
And he was so dominant. Bobby Boucher.
I felt like there was something.
I should have known, but he got me on that one. Yeah. He did. He got me. Genuinely. Bobby Boucher. It's a real. Wait a minute.
No, but we were the first school in our area to be an integrated team, and Denzel Washington came in and coached us, and we went undefeated that year.
Yeah. Awesome.
Impressive.
Yeah, we were pretty good.
Was that the one and only year that we were known as the Titans instead
Nobody could forget us.
The Braves.
Nobody could forget us.
Forgot about us.
That is something.
I mean, I don't have a lot of exciting, fun football stories.
Yeah, I mean, practice even?
I was involved in a lot of practices.
Like things that would happen.
I also didn't start until 7th grade.
Yeah, well, there.
I was a both way player up until sophomore year, when it was real football. But before that, I was just bigger than everybody else, so they put me out there.
That sounds like
but I remember
like something.
So I remember in 7th grade, it's my first year playing. Towards the end of the season, we were doing this tackling drill. And it was before the last game, which I don't know why we were working so hard on tackling that late in the year. It seemed like maybe it was a little too late.
Your fundamentals might.
But I can't remember exactly how we were doing it.
By now.
But we were running through the chutes, you know, where you have to duck. And then when you came out, you turned the corner, and then a guy was trying to open field tackle you, basically. Well, I was wearing I had a Mark McGuire home run record T-shirt. Right?
Oh, nice!
And it was awesome.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was so cool. It was Mark McGuire swinging the bat, all roided up, jacked, rippling muscles, and he's swinging the bat, and it has to be. I guess it's 61 is what it was. He was crushing that number. And it was shattering because the bat was hitting it.
Nice.
It was so cool.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. So I'm wearing this it's under my jersey, right? Because you wear a shirt under your jersey because you're not trying to chafe.
Oh yeah.
I think I probably had the sleeves cut off.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, I still like the shirt. I like the shirt a lot. Yeah. Well, I'm the runner in this case, and that really wasn't. I played offensive. When I was playing offense, I played offensive line, even though I was not a big guy, weight wise, but height wise I was. So I think they just said, yeah, you're too big to do anything skilled, so get in there. So I'm running the ball. I run through the chute, and the guy who's tackling me wasn't very good.
Okay.
He thought he was something, but he wasn't anything. But he goes to tackle me. And it was like misses me sloppy, but grabs my shirt and rips my Mark McGuire shirt. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Yeah. And because he hit me so stupidly, coach was like, let's do it again. Well, I'm a little pissed because he ripped my Mark McGuire shirt. And I was like, I'm gonna take care of this situation. so I come through the chute. I am moving as fast as I could. You know, and I'm like, I'm not going to put a move on this guy. I'm going to put my shoulder into him and that's what I did. I hit him so hard and knocked it down and said, you shouldn't have ripped my shirt. And then coach put in like a fake punt. He's like, Clark, I didn't know you had that in you. And I'm like, well, where have you been all year? This is the last practice, like one of our last practices. So he put in a package where I would get the ball.
Oh, cool.
No, not cool. On a fake punt. If we were to run a fake punt.
Oh, okay. All right.
Which you never ran.
Because there was one game left.
That's true.
So that was really dumb.
I'm putting you in.
No, but he ripped my Mark McGuire shirt. And I was pretty crazy. Mad about that.
Yeah. On a kind of awkward,
sloppy, and he was just trying to hold on to me, and it was one of those where he's grabbing on for dear life, and I'm still standing. You're just pulling on my shirt because you're laying on the ground. But we had another kid. He ended up this would probably have been 8th grade year. Another kid on our team. He was very good. Probably the best kid on our team. He was like maybe 6'3".
Oh,
and my guess is maybe 120 pounds. Like maybe on a good day.
He was pretty skinny.
Very skinny fella.
He may have been a little more, but not much.
But not much. He was very scrawny, but he was fast. He played strong safety on defense because he was such a good tackler and just such a good player.
Cool.
And he played wide receiver and quarterback.
He played quarterback too?
Yes.
Throw the ball to himself.
No. He threw the ball to our only other tall kid.
No, that's true.
And but his hands were not as good.
Oh,
he was good, but not as good. But he was a very good athlete, and he actually went on to play. He went to North, I think, is where he ended up playing.
Oh,
because he was open enrolled.
It was before the schools.
Before they merged. But he was a very good athlete, and was a pretty good baseball player too. But I remember one practice we were doing in-season tackling drills again. I don't remember doing a lot of in-season tackling drills in high school, but apparently that's all we did in middle school. But I remember, and it was me and him, and I was like, I already kind of just didn't want that to happen. I definitely had him in weight, but I did not have him in anything else.
Okay.
Especially at practice, and when it came to practices,
No.
I didn't care.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't care because they were.
Yeah.
These are guys I know. I'm not going hard.
Yeah, you're just...
Except for the one time when I ran the kid over because he ripped my shirt.
Yeah. Well, when he does that,
Yeah,
it's
he had
pretty
it coming.
bad.
But I was the runner again, and I don't even know what happened to this day. But I take off, and he hits me the hardest I've ever been hit by a human. I felt like he just knocks me off of my feet. I know.
Wow.
I caught air. I don't know how much air I caught, but I caught enough of it. And somehow, I hit where we were. I don't understand how this happened, but I hit a trash can. I thumped into a trash can and knocked a trash can over. I got hit so hard. And I'm like, this is like a cartoon movie thing.
You're out in the middle of the field, and all of a sudden,
I was waiting for. I was waiting for like the birds start flying around my head or something. But he smacked me so hard, the hardest anyone has ever hit me in my entire life.
Oh my gosh, Caleb.
But so like once I got to high school, like I said, I didn't play a whole lot, and most of my buddies didn't the first few years, and then some of them did go on to play. But we used to play this game on the sidelines during games, where we called it fixing our socks. So we would reach down and we would fix our socks and pull them up.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then we turn around as quick as we see to see if any girls were checking us out.
Fixing her socks.
We kind of look at each other. You ready?
You're right.
And then we do it. And then we go. And sometimes we catch them. Usually we didn't, though. 9 times out of 10.
Once in a while,
it was never the ones you wanted to catch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then sometimes it was moms. No, not
grandmothers.
Yeah.
Oh
boy. One time it was a t-shirt. And he wasn't the one you thought it was, you know?
Yikes.
One of the other things that I remember mostly from football, and this has nothing to do with the actual sport itself, is we had, so for hydration breaks, you know, for drinking, we had this hose that ran to the practice field, and it had to be more than one water hose hooked together because of how far it came. But they ran it all the way back there, and then they hooked it up to some PVC pipe, and we would have to turn on the little nozzle, and they had intermittent holes drilled in the PVC pipe throughout the thing, and it was on this little had little
because they had a different practice field from where we practiced.
Yeah, but they had these intermittent holes drilled in them.
Where they practiced was cornfield when we were in school.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much the story. Some may say not. But anyway, I
can see the
drilled holes in the PVC.
You can see the confusion in Scott's face.
Okay.
He's helping me out. I always look that way, though.
You
really.
got to. You're just hoping he gives you something. Give me something.
Okay. So they had these holes.
They had holes, and you turn the little knob, and it would release the water, and we'd all be standing there drinking it. Well, sometimes. And we don't know how, but it would get clogged with something. So it was the job of everybody around. We would leave one hole open.
Okay.
Actually, technically 2. Everybody would plug it with a finger.
Okay.
And then one of the individual's jobs was to blow on one of the other holes so that it could release whatever was in there. And I think about that to this day.
Ooh.
You know, every time there's a sickness going around, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm immune. Because I think I had this back in the early 2000s when we were chewing the water.
Your story with the kid ripping your shirt made me think, getting mad at people at practice. There was a kid that was on the practice team. And he was like listening in when the coach was giving us the plays. He knew the play. He knew what we were going on and everything. So he was trying to make himself look good. And he was cheating and taking off, before the snap. And of course, practice, like you said, it's practice. You're not going,
it's practice.
Yeah.
Talking about practice.
You're not going all out. But this kid was trying to make us, himself look good.
Okay.
And so he starts doing this. Yeah, Scout Team All-Star. And I remember me and Jeff Davis, he was lined up right across from us, and we had the old play that you did the Teddy block.
The Teddy,
yeah. Where you would the tight end and the tackle would double team.
That couldn't be a lamer name.
No, it really couldn't. Yeah.
Well, it was Teddy if it was the tackle. It was George. If it was the guard. And Charlie if it was the center, right?
Yeah,
I think.
Teddy, George, Charlie.
But we we're like,
no.
The coach is yelling at us because the guy's getting into the backfield, too quick. And we're like, Coach, he knows the play. He's cheating. And he's like, okay, so he lets us run that play, does it real quiet so the kid can't hear it. And we just drove that kid 15, 20 yards off the ball. Put him in the ground. Yep. Me and Jeff Davis.
That's awesome.
Of course, Jeff was, he was like 6'5" when we were freshmen.
Yeah, he was a
kid.
Tall fella.
He was always big. So, and the kid that, was doing it, I think he only played our freshman year. One of those guys,
Yeah, never saw him.
Yeah, once you get up with the bigger boys, they don't want any part of that.
Yeah. So. I remember this one guy, I can't remember, I think I might have been, I was an underclassman and he was a senior, and I want to say maybe I was a sophomore or junior, but he wasn't a starter, he didn't really play at all, but he always did really, he was always really good for the team, always kept everybody, the morale up, and helped out in practice. He would jump on the scout teams, but he wasn't trying to be an all-star. But he was out there and he was committed. Yeah. And I remember we got to the last game of the season and everybody wanted him. They wanted him to get at least a snap in.
Oh, cool.
So, but coach did not want him to play, so we all walked in and we put our jerseys down on the desk and said, "If coach, if you don't let him play, then we're not going to play." So we all put in, and he did get one play and recorded a tackle.
One play.
Rudy. Yeah.
How do we not see this coming?
I thought I saw a twinkle there in his eye, and I started to turn my head so as not to continue because I was going to start laughing because I didn't want to appear not genuine about hearing it, but I had a feeling he's going to wind this thing around here.
Yeah,
it's Rudy. He was a good guy.
He was.
He was a good guy. You can't fault Rudy.
Yeah.
I guess, but I've heard that he wasn't all that great of a guy.
Yeah, I guess Joe Montana.
Oh, really?
He was on the same
team.
Yeah,
Montana can't stand him.
Really?
Yeah. Rudy, apparently not as great as we thought.
I guess not.
Great movie, though.
It's a great movie, but it's terrible he wasn't as personable, maybe.
You heard it here first.
Oh, wow. That is a hot take.
We heard it from an Notre Dame alumni.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
I've got some.
That's what we're going with.
That's our source. I've got some pretty funny wrestling stories. Those are probably more overtly for me because I was just the guy, Yeah. I don't know if we have time for that or.
Yeah, we do. Well, when you wrestled.
You call that wrestling, Kevin?
Well, it's real wrestling.
We were on the wrestling team.
That's real wrestling.
Yeah.
There was just heavyweight, and that was it. It was unlimited.
Yeah.
So, even though he said it several times, he was not 325 pounds. He was barely heavyweight.
Yeah, I think I was running 170. 75.
And you were wrestling some behemoths?
Yes.
Yeah, he was. I seen wrestle some. I remember you wrestled some guy who was probably like 6'5", and he was probably like 350 or something. And he's just like tossing Scott around like he was a little kid.
That's like grabbing tree trunks and like you got any force to do anything.
Yeah,
but then that's what he. The coach, the longtime wrestling coach, we won't name his name, but he's a good guy, and I enjoy him. But
he was one of my favorite teachers.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But he's a tough coach.
Yeah,
you got to put it out there.
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, we don't. This is my freshman year. I haven't wrestled in my life.
Yeah.
Well, most probably we wouldn't. I mean, it just wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
We were used to.
Right.
So, well, you got to go out for wrestling, be good. That was the whole thing. Remember, Kev, the old line, be good for your football conditioning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and I said no.
those
Guys, I mean, we worked hard in football. Wrestlers work way too hard.
And I will say,
it's terrible.
And I like to eat. Even though I was skinny, I like to eat. I wasn't about to try to cut weight.
No.
With only a few exceptions, most of the guys that I played football with, the wrestlers, were some of the better football players.
Were they?
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Definitely tackled better than anybody else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I could see that.
For the most part.
Sure.
Not all of them were good.
Yeah.
They were, I mean, like you guys, I mean, we said the practices were just, from a conditioning standpoint, for what I was used to, it was pretty rough.
Yeah.
I mean, you were just exhausted at the end, but it was the wrestling that, and, you know, I had opponents whose names were Tank Likens.
Oh, wow.
And the Yoxtimer. Yeah. And these guys and Huff was one that I almost beat one time. But I mean, I'm a freshman. I'm going, and it was pretty much go out. If you can make some points, great. If not, who cares? You know, it's a possibility. We have somebody that can fill a slot.
Yeah.
That's kind of what it was. I mean, to be honest, I'm not trying to.
Because they didn't have anyone else.
They just didn't have anybody. So they said, well, you know, go out there and see what you can.
Throw Weaver out there.
And that's what I did. And I remember, you know. And here's another thing, self-conscious. What is your attire in wrestling? It's what they call a singlet.
Yeah.
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 And it's
not a flattering piece
not
of
flattering.
It's an old-timey bathing suit is what it is.
Yeah. And so I'm already self-conscious because it's an individual type thing. So it's not like you got a team with you.
Right.
You're going out there.
And some weird underwear.
Weird underwear. Yeah.
Maybe one of the weirder kinds of underwear you can wear.
I think they are. Yeah. And then you got some guy that's huge, you know, and then he'd sit on me or whatever, and I'd try to grab him. Or I might be exaggerating the sitting, but he'd weigh on you.
Yeah.
And
he'd just go dead weight on you.
Yeah.
And you could show.
And I'd be out. I mean, it would be barely starting, and my butt would be on the
It'd be too late.
Yeah. So you had these guys, and of course I didn't have to worry about cutting weight. If anything,
they probably wanted you to put
maybe you can put on a few pounds, but I don't think I really did because it was too much of the conditioning.
Yeah, working too hard.
You're sweating the stuff out.
Yeah.
And you're young, and your metabolism's working pretty at its peak.
Yeah.
So it really wasn't that much you were putting on, but I just remembered these guys. Then they just seemed huge.
Yeah, they were.
And you know how they do how the wrestling start. You're back there.
Yep.
And you guys remember seeing the Ren and Stimpy show?
Yeah.
And I was a big fan of the original ones, you know. And it was like I'm always reminded of, they had an episode where there was it was either boxing or wrestling.
Yeah.
And the cat does he's really kind of hesitant, and he's got that look on his face, and he's got his little singlet on, and and I think he heard something about a cat.
Yeah.
And he does one of these tentative steps out like this. And the guy just takes him and throws him around and punches him in his back. You know, he puts him behind his back, and it's one of these.
And you could relate.
And I could relate to some of that. So it's like
that
tentative first step, and then that was it.
It was over.
It was over.
It was your last step.
And you talk about the CBC championships, the meets.
Yeah.
And this goes back. This might be an early example. It's not the earliest because we don't know what's happened throughout the country, the world. But this might be an early example of where you get a ribbon for participating.
Oh yeah.
Or they just had some left over. So I remember this ribbon in one of the meets for 6th place.
Oh, wow.
And it was a pink ribbon. And I'm just like, are you kidding me?
They said, well, there was only 7.
There was. Yeah. There might have been 6 or 7, and that's what you get. I just remember
at least you
being
weren't
disgusted.
7.
At least you weren't 7. He called off sick. We're sending his
We're giving you a forfeit over a bit.
It was terrible. I remember talking to Mom, and I'll end it with this. I remember it was winter.
Yeah.
Probably the sophomore year. So probably towards the middle or towards the end, but not quite. Maybe a third left. And I just remember, because I still was on heavyweight. I mean, the second year I was still. Yeah. I just said, I don't know, Mom. I'm not winning. Yeah. It's not like
this might not be my Call me crazy.
Call me crazy, Bob.
But I know I haven't seen any of my matches, but I've been out there for them. And I think maybe this might not be my thing. This could potentially not be the sport that I'm going to thrive in.
Yes. I'm already self-conscious as we are anyways in high school. And I'm losing, and it's an individual thing. We talked about it, and I wasn't winning. Yeah. I wasn't not competitive. I mean, if you were competitive, that might spur you on to at least get through the season. I was ready to quit, but Mom, she was good. Her and Dad kind of said, well, I tell you what, just finish it up and go out next year. And that's...
Was your biggest gripe that they weren't using the backstory for your character? That you wanted to play a heel.
Heel.
Hailing from parts unknown.
Hailing from parts unknown. You wanted to be the heel, what you wanted.
That's right.
Hailing from parts unknown.
Hear all those boos when you walk out.
Keep it coming, boys.
It was bad experience.
I can only imagine that being a horrible time.
Yeah. Not good.
and I'm telling you that conditioning, I was happy to see that go too.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Because I remember that last period, and how I'm just dreading that.
Yeah. That's tough. You're like, man, they can't cancel it because it's indoors. It's coming whether I want it to or not.
Yep. I remember the first year you went out for a bit, or Brad did.
Yeah, no, I did not.
And he and Ben Miller and I would be, because they'd have all the wrestlers on the mats, and we would be back towards the end of the mat, and the coach would be up front more so, but he'd mill around, of course, but he wouldn't mill around as much in the back.
Yeah.
Because, of course, the more competitive wrestlers were up front.
Right.
We'd watch their moves, and I remember Brad and I, we would, you get down in that wrestler stance where he's here and you got your arm on his arm, and you got to, then they blow the whistle, and then you wrestle and see who could stand up because you get a point.
Yeah.
Or who could keep him, that. And I remember Brad and I talking about this, making bargains with each other. Well, you let me stand up this time. Don't do too much. And then I'll let you up the next one. And so Brad's like, no, okay, let me up. And he get up, daggone. Good job. Or more, or coach, well, good job, guys. Then we'd be back there again. Brad, too. You could see this work.
Oh, yeah.
You're cooking it up back there.
Yep.
And then Mighty Ben Miller, who ended up, I think, being the heavyweight, eventually did the junior senior year, and I think he got some points. I think he did a pretty good job. Okay. So congratulations to him.
Not for you.
I don't think it was for me. I appreciate the experience in hindsight.
Yeah.
At the time, it was like, ooh, this is.
Yeah.
And then Sean went out and he did okay.
Yeah.
And he had to cut weight.
Yeah.
But like everybody else, it's a rough conditioning. But that's more what I remember of the more humorous in the names of these guys.
Yeah.
It's like
it sounded like they had backstories and the coaches were letting them use them.
Yes, they were. Yes. I didn't get anything. I got Scott Allen Weaver.
Oh man.
Here comes
Could have been Saul.
Yeah, could have been Saul.
Oh man, that would have been a great heel name.
Saul. Saul.
Man, what a missed opportunity. But I think all these stories kind of explains why we're here and not being professional athletes.
Yes.
Very true.
We had discussed earlier, and this was off air in the beginning, that we were, as much as we're talking about sports, we were also talking about our forays into different other, probably entertainments. I do music for a while, dabbled in writing, Kev, and you did some things with Cy and
stand up. Yeah, my stand up career.
So we were thinking of
He does like personal stand up
for
like people he works with.
He does.
They don't realize
They have no
that he's
idea.
working material on it, but he's working material on it.
He's working.
I have no idea.
If they watch this, now they know.
Yeah, and I'm worried where it gets out. They probably just think I'm a really good storyteller.
They're going to bring people
and
in.
I'm not a really good storyteller. I'm really good at making those stories better about the sixth time I've told them. The truth is, I'm a horrible storyteller the first time you hear it.
The first time.
You gotta work it out.
Yeah, I gotta get a tight.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a tight 5.
Yeah, you. But I was gonna. I didn't. We started, and I said something about the podcast being called the failed entertainers.
Yeah,
And that's
and I think they get it.
both
of them.
That's true. Yeah.
These ones,
They're like, they failed to entertain us.
One's not even conscious. The other's semi-conscious or in some sort of zone or.
Yeah. Not this though.
Taking talks, but
We'll have something else for you next week.
Yeah. Twice as exciting.
Exactly.
3 times.
3. He said it 3 times as exciting.
You're promising a lot.
Hello again.
You're just doing a commercial.
Okay.
Well, brought to you by our sponsor, What You Gonna Do.
That's us.
The What You Gonna Wanna Do podcast is brought to you by this. We take our sponsorship seriously. We're not like other podcasters that will just advertise anything. If we won't use the product, we're not going to advertise it on our podcast. And we love this, and we stand behind it 100%. So try this.
All right, welcome back. We're going to move on with our Bible study in Hebrews, and we realized after the last one that we'd basically covered, we stopped at verse 12, and we basically covered all the way through verse 19. So
We got after it.
yeah, and the bad thing is that we're not going to go back and reread them because we've already read the whole chapter, but you may want to go back on your own and read that portion. And for me, those are some of the most poetic verses, in the chapter, I think. So, but yeah, definitely want to go back and read through those. But we're going to start with verse 20. Correct? Yes.
Yep.
And by faith, Isaac invoked future blessings on Jacob and Esau. And this happened at the end of his life. He was losing his sight, and it's very almost crazy story in Genesis, where we see Jacob's deceitfulness coming out
from the coaching of his mother.
Yeah, and his mother was, prodding him to do it, and he deceives Isaac and receives a blessing that should have gone to his brother, but
who he already had stolen his birthright.
Had already stole his birthright.
For a bowl of soup. I've never had a soup that's worth the birthright.
No.
Or really much.
Not really.
No.
I can't even imagine a really bowl of soup being that good.
No, I wouldn't think. I mean, maybe a really super hearty stew or something, but
maybe
it doesn't say it was a red soup, so it might have been like a chili.
A chili, I could have
been.
A chili would be tempting because I do like some chili.
You'd sell your birthright for some chili.
Well, now that you put it that way, probably not chili.
Yeah, because in another verse it says that Esau despised his birthright through that action of doing that, and I mean, it wasn't probably the way God would have wanted him to do it, but he was, wanting the blessing to be carried on through Isaac. Wasn't there a verse that said,
you mean Jacob?
Yep, Jacob, I'm sorry. It says, Jacob I loved and Esau I hated. And, Isaac's close to the end of his life. He passes on the blessing to Jacob. And he does, Isaac or Esau ask if there's any blessing for him as well, and he basically tells him that he'll serve his brother, and his land will be like away from the
Didn't he say he only had the blessing?
Yeah.
And that
went to, he would be blessed.
And his blessing wasn't much in comparison to his brother.
Right. No, it was pretty sad.
Yeah. Meager.
Yeah. Very, very lacking in the blessing part.
I would argue maybe not much of a blessing at all.
Perhaps. Moving on to 21. By faith, Jacob, when dying, blessed each of the sons of Joseph, bowing in worship over the head of his staff. And this one, we see, the story of Joseph, just, an amazing story. Joseph is a type of Christ. You see the redemption, the saving of his family because of the position that he has attained after being, sold into slavery and for the same price as what Christ was. And just an incredible story. But Joseph had 2 sons while he was in Egypt, and he brings them to his father, because he hears that his father's dying, and he ends up blessing, crosses his hand so that he blesses the younger, who's the right hand, puts it on the younger's head, and the left hand puts it on the older child. And Joseph tries to stop him, like, no, father, this is the, but he's like, I know, and he's but he will be greater, and so he blesses the younger of the 2 children. Then, do you want to do the next verse? 22.
By faith, Joseph, when his end was near, spoke about the exodus of the Israelites from Egypt and gave instructions concerning the burial of his bones.
Yeah. And that's, he was being prophetic through doing that because he knew that, eventually God would bring the Israelites out from Egypt. Probably had no idea, the way in which God would do it, of course, but he was being prophetic. God had laid that on his heart, and he wanted his bones brought out. He knew they'd be going back to the land that had been promised, to his grandfather. You know, he knew that he had heard this promise growing up, you know, that, you know, God had promised this land to Abraham, and then, you know, to his father Isaac. And would have been great grandfather, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he was down to the fourth generation. But yeah. He knew that it had been promised to his ancestors, and he wanted, you know, his bones brought up out of there. You have anything to?
Oh no, I think you said it all.
I didn't mean to say it all. I'm not trying to hog the spotlight here.
Oh no, I didn't say that. But I think you said everything that I would have said.
The next part is about Moses, and it's a whole section is going to be about Moses, and there's so much there. I don't want to try to rush through it and do it today. You know, I want to do it justice and, you know, kind of walk through it.
Moses is a favorite of mine. So.
Yeah, well, he's Moses. He's awesome. So
I feel like that means it shouldn't have been my favorite of mine because he's favorite of everybody. That's what my dad's saying. Sorry, he's not my favorite.
So no.
Bottom three.
I mean,
another favorite.
One of the greatest movies of all time. It's inspired by Moses' life. So.
Prince of Egypt.
10 Commandments.
Oh.
Prince of Egypt.
Pretty much the same.
It's the same, but the Prince of Egypt's a lot more animated and way more singing.
Way more singing.
But still good.
Yeah, I mean, when we cover this, do you want to throw in a few tunes?
Oh, I'll sing.
Okay, sure. Cool. That's all we ask.
Yeah, that's all we
ask. I will sing the entire soundtrack from beginning to end, front to back.
Who could ask for more?
Wow.
That's not a part of it. I think that was Creed. No, that wasn't them.
All right, but we'll end our Bible study for this week at that point. And, you know, as always, if you have any comments, feel free to message us.
Yeah. Or comment even.
Or comment. Leave a comment in the comments.
Click and subscribe.
Yeah. We have the Twitter. It's in the X account.
Twitter doesn't exist.
Right. No Twitter. I'm old school, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have a Facebook page if you want to follow that.
Yeah. Look up our MySpace. It's Anga.
Nice.
All those things.
And ask us, I mean, if there's questions about this scripture or any of it. I mean, it doesn't have to be
any scripture in the Bible.
Yeah.
Scott's ready. Just shoot it at him. He's got all your theological questions. Tip of his tongue.
I would confer with my confidants here as well.
Co-conspirators. Okay. I agree. Yeah. Fire him at us. Let's do it.
That's
what we're here for.
That's right.
Thanks a lot.
All right.
Bless you all out there.
Now it's time for Scott's History Corner.
Hey, thanks, Caleb. That's an awesome introduction.
Yeah.
Well, history today got some good, notable deaths.
Good notable deaths. Yes, something for the people. Exactly. This is what you know. What I know there are more than you'd think. People watch it just to find out who died.
Exactly. And what day might this be?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is for the November 14th, Thursday, November 14th.
2024.
20.
Probably noon, but realistically more like 3 p.m.
Yeah, we'll go 3 p.m. Late afternoon.
Sometime on Thursday.
Could be late evening.
How about... We'll start. We won't go there. We won't go with death. So let's do something more
less macabre.
Chosen to succeed Richard Gephardt this day as leader of the Democratic Party in the U.S. House of Representatives, Nancy Pelosi of California.
Oh, wow.
So,
the first lady speaker of the House.
Absolutely.
Unless you count Gerald Ford.
Gerald.
Wow. Jesus, that was an uncomfortable little hot take.
It's only... Well, that's just because he was a Michigan guy.
Yeah,
okay.
That's
We got worried where that was going to go. I'm glad that that's what you chose to say.
Yeah, that's a good.
I had to pull something out of there.
Yeah. So. How about Apollo 12 was launched?
Hey.
Oh boy.
Well,
here he goes with this moon stuff.
Charles Conrad Jr., Richard F. Gordon Jr., and Alan L. Bean.
And they were on this. They went to space. You said
5 days later, the mission made the second landing on the moon.
I bet they did.
And finally, a 6-year-old Ruby Bridges.
Death?
No.
Oh
no. This is just news.
Oh, okay.
I thought I'd steer clear of,
No deaths today?
We gotta get some deaths in there.
Ruby. I'll get to those in a second.
That's what the people.
This is important. This is history.
Okay, let me skip that.
No, that one's important.
Go ahead.
This was important. Ruby Bridges began attending William Frantz Elementary School in New Orleans, becoming the youngest of a group of African American students to integrate schools in the American South. So I remember
pivotal. Learning about that in school.
1960.
That's where I knew. That's why I knew because of the name.
Oh,
I knew exactly where you were going.
Nice.
All right.
Isn't that like a famous picture?
It is.
Yeah.
It was in their textbook.
Nice.
Here we go with some people who were born today.
You got
it. J.G. Ballard.
Big fan.
It's related to J.G. Wentworth.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. No, I think J.G. Ballard, car salesman?
Actually, that's funny. That's a great segue. He's an author, and he wrote a book called Crash.
Oh.
About I'll be careful to say this, but about autoeroticism.
Oh, okay.
Where the characters are turned on by crashed vehicles.
What?
So he's an experimental.
I'd say so.
So when you said car salesman,
in a way, he was selling cars.
Yes,
in a different way than normal people sell cars.
I read a story about
but
him.
You know what they say? No.
Oh well, yeah. I did read a story about it. It was pretty wild. So.
It sounds like it. Kind of
one of his short.
Maybe
stories.
A weird dude.
He was kind of strange. How about Ed Asner?
Hey, Lou Grant,
old Lou, and
okay,
that's what we'll go with today. Yeah. I don't want to get too deep.
No deaths.
Died?
I think nobody.
Nobody died.
Nobody of note.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I just
nobody worth it.
Well,
I
think our viewers at home, I think they've had enough of death. With Halloween, maybe we're just trying to
some people
give them a lighter.
That's what they're here for.
Some people just want to know the deaths.
Yeah.
They fast forward to Scott's history corner for the hot death takes. Some of them we don't even think are dead.
Well, I've lost it now.
Oh man, no one died today. No one of note.
Nobody died. Nobody important.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep.
Well, some of these people died. Ed Asner's passed, but I don't know if it was today.
Comment below with somebody you know famous who died today.
Yeah, please.
Whatever day you're watching this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully not that specific day.
And not because of you.
Yes.
Yeah, if you're responsible, you might not want to go.
I wouldn't put that in there.
I would call your lawyer immediately.
Yes.
All right, since this is our Tales from the Gridiron special.
Oh, no.
I've got...
It's a stretch.
It is a stretch.
In many ways.
It wasn't very special.
It was hardly Tales from the Gridiron.
And / wrestling.
Some wrestling stuff.
Yeah. Just hardly.
Some would argue maybe there was more wrestling than football.
Perhaps. I thought we would have like a fantasy draft.
Oh, I'm so glad you kept going with that sentence.
Fantasy draft.
Oh,
okay.
Boy, I did not know what was happening.
Here's the
After we heard about that car book, I wasn't sure what was happening. That was like a nightmare type scenario.
I'm sorry, even
gone off the rails.
Fantasy draft.
Fantasy draft.
Fantasy football. Okay, but here's the catch: the players you draft, they're not going to be actual football players. You got to draft the positions. Okay, quarterback, your running back, your receiver, tight end.
Okay.
And since you have a flex guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And they can play running back or
Like
wide
an
receiver or
all-purpose
tight end.
kind of.
All right. And since we can't have, I guess we could do a group of people if you want, or you could just pick like one person to be a defensive player.
Okay.
And we'll go with the kicker.
Okay.
All right. But
they can't be a football.
They're not football players.
Oh.
They have to be characters from any TV show.
Oh.
From beginning of TV up till present.
Oh.
Any character you want, and that's who you're drafting. And here's what we'll do. We'll let...
They played a football player in the show.
Is that okay or not?
Oh, that's too on the nose.
Is that too on the nose?
That's too much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if it's like someone like, say, didn't Mark Harmon play football?
Yeah.
It's someone who actually played football.
Who's Mark Harmon?
Oh, he's some actor.
Bored. Isn't he
He's
NCIS guy?
NCIS.
Oh, well, I don't watch a lot of those hard candy TV shows, is what I call them.
Anyway.
Candy TV shows.
Or the ones where you have to you have to be in bed by 9.
We'll let...
I don't watch any of those
We'll let...
candy TV shows. I'm sorry.
We'll let our viewers
hilarious.
comment and pick which teams they think are best and comment on it.
Okay.
And that's who we'll decide who's the winner.
So were we just supposed to comment on this video?
We're not allowed to comment.
We're just next week.
Yeah.
No.
Turns out no comment.
Not next week.
When do the polls close?
2 weeks, 2 episodes.
We will wait until after the Super Bowl or Super Bowl our
wow.
pre-Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh wow! So it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Are we?
We're not
It's
getting
got a lot of anticipation for.
well. And here, but here
Here's
you go.
the
And
thing.
Yeah. Let
And he
me.
knows what I'm doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
okay.
Hear us out because we will know when this happens because we have yet to have a comment on a video.
I'm just trying to reel in some comments.
Oh, I got you.
And you know
part of the thing.
This
that
isn't the
reminds me.
This isn't the first time we brought up comments. I don't think we're gonna have to worry about it.
Yeah, comment and like and subscribe.
Yeah. Get it out there.
Oh, that's amazing. Yeah.
So we're gonna go by position.
Yeah,
We'll go by position.
Okay.
And
And what's the order?
Yeah, what's the
Most effeminate shirt to least effeminate?
I'll since I came up with the idea, I'll
I'll
do
let
you
me
guys
go
go
first.
first?
Since it's my idea, I'll follow the
Okay,
sword.
yeah.
I'll
So
do-
we'll know what we're.
Yeah,
maybe a
so
little
I'll let you guys pick a number between 1 and
What
10.
position are we going first?
Wouldn't you want to do quarterback?
Oh, I feel like that's a condescending way to ask a question. well, of course you'd want to do running back, you idiot. So I guess we're going quarterback.
Okay.
Quarterback. Then we'll go running back.
Okay.
We'll go.
Now in fantasy, you get 2 running backs. We're just getting 1.
2 running backs.
Okay.
And we'll go with a flex guy.
Okay.
Then we'll go with how many wide receivers you get.
It depends on the league. We'll go 2. We'll go 2.
We'll go 2 wide receivers. Let's just do
Okay.
1, just to be safe.
Oh, just
We
one.
don't.
I need 2.
Okay, we'll go 2. He's already got somebody figured out.
Okay.
Apparently. Tight end.
You need a tight
You
end.
need a tight end.
Gotta have a good tight end.
You gotta have defense,
Defense.
and we'll either go.
Goes that.
You can go like a whole cast, or you can go like an individual.
Oh.
And they're your
For defense?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then kick.
And a kicker.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
And I guess, I mean, you don't have to go. You can go wherever you want.
Now we're just going rogue. But wouldn't you want a quarterback first? You idiot.
Well, whatever.
Is that not the way we were just told? And now he's like, but you know what? Actually, you can do whatever you want because you're stupid.
This seems controversial a lot. I mean, like a lot of headwinds so far. What are we doing? Who's going first?
He doesn't
Well,
know.
you guys are picking between 1 and 10,
Oh,
and then whoever gets the pick gets to go pick
Well, people
first.
are, let's let Scott go first because if people don't want to see people picking numbers.
Okay.
I mean, she doesn't want to see any of them.
No.
what?
All right. Scott, you go first. Caleb.
Am I doing
Myself.
a number or am I doing a name?
You're picking your player.
You're picking your
picking a
player.
Quarterback.
Yeah, quarterback.
Okay.
We'll just go straight down this list.
That makes
Arch
sense.
made it. What?
Art Schuster.
TV.
Oh.
You're picking a TV character from
Oh, yeah.
Show.
Oh, that's
You
not.
picking people who are in prison? Is this what we're
Yeah, that's what I thought. Maybe he can.
You're doing like a.
He's like, orange is the new black or something?
No, he's doing the longest yard.
Longest.
He's making a cast
Yeah.
for a show. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
He's doing longest yard.
Yeah. Classic.
No, I'm sorry.
Now, is this TV and film or just TV?
Let's just stick to TV.
Okay, I'm going Patrick Duffy.
Patrick Duffy. And our viewers are going to be voting on these with
Oh.
comments.
He was the man from Atlantis. You remember that show?
Wasn't he on Dallas?
He was on Dallas. People would remember that more than Man from Atlantis.
Well,
But this is the character?
this is the character.
Oh, Man from Atlantis.
Okay. Played by Patrick Duffy.
Paid by Patrick Duffy.
Okay.
Okay.
All you 70s, 80s kids out there, you might remember this short-lived show. Terrible show.
I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was
It
terrible.
was pre-Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will be going with Superman, specifically Dean Cain.
Specifically.
Now, didn't he play football?
That's okay. I'm sure most of these male actors will have played football at some level at some point in time. I cannot sit here and
Third grade.
Okay.
I can't sit here and police
Probably.
whether they've played football or not.
That's interesting. It's the Dean Cain version.
Yeah.
So
From TV.
okay,
Yeah. From TV.
but not the guy from the Smallville.
Well, no.
Okay.
I don't think he had the arm.
I don't think he had the arm.
He was Superman.
He didn't have the arm.
He did.
That
Did not.
particular Superman
Did
did
not
not
have
have.
Well,
the
in
arm
this,
at all.
yeah. I think that's the way to go because he's
like
going to
it.
have all the skills.
It's good. I like it. Dean Cain from
Yeah.
what was it? Superman and Lois, or
Yeah.
Lois and Clark.
Lois and
Lois
Clark.
Lois and Clark.
Lois and Clark Superman.
Yeah.
There you go. I'm going to go... I'm going to go with Magnum P.I.
Oh,
Big, tall guy.
mustache.
Athletic. Mustache. Nice mustache.
I'm sure he played football
Yeah, he's
I
had
know he
it.
played baseball.
with
Oh,
a
had he?
with a mustache like that.
Yeah, you had.
I mean,
to.
You can walk around with a mustache like
No,
that.
he
no.
played with the... He played with the Tigers at like spring training or something.
Oh,
because he was famous.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not for real, but,
Oh,
but he did play.
okay.
Yeah, like in a bat or something.
Now, are we snaking or are we going just right back around?
What would you rather do?
I don't care, but we should probably make a decision.
We'll just go right back around.
we're gonna go back around again.
All right,
So
who's your running back?
first running back?
What TV character you got?
Okay, let's see. It's a good one.
It is tough.
Michael J. Fox as
Crowing? Or we're not crowing things. Yeah. No.
as
Family ties.
Family Ties.
Michael P. Keaton.
P. Keaton.
Alex P. Keaton.
Alex P. Keaton as or
Alex
Your running back. He's just like a little scat back.
I think you're gonna win any games.
Yeah, I'm not.
He's
I'm
a
not
wily
feeling good.
guy.
He is wily, that's for sure.
He's playing to the female viewers.
Yeah.
He is.
How'd you guys get this already?
For the eye candy.
Patrick Duffy. Now you guys have me all.
All right.
Okay, it's gonna get uglier then.
This next guy's gonna be real uggo. I'm having trouble not just going all superheroes. Having the most.
You can do what you want to do.
Well, then I'm gonna go, and I think this is the obvious choice.
Obvious choice.
I'm gonna go with the Flash
Oh gosh, yeah.
All right.
from TV.
I think you
the
can't
Flash.
beat that.
I mean,
I mean, that's pretty brilliant.
Yeah. So honestly, right now, I've got all the speed. I've got a guy who's faster than bullets, and the guy who's can go so fast it's faster than time itself.
Yeah, but will the ladies like it as much as Patrick
Well,
Duffy?
I'm not gonna lie. Dean Cain back in the day,
Well,
he was not doing too bad.
That's true.
And the guy who plays
Magnum,
the guy who plays the Flash could sing because he was on Glee.
Oh,
for a
was
hot
he?
minute.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So
Hey, this is true.
He's going for good looks and strength.
yeah, I've got it all.
Yeah.
So got a little bit of something. What are you gonna bring to the table?
That's a good question, because even though I came up with this idea, I didn't want to like sit and think it over because I didn't think it'd be fair to you guys.
Well, and I think the viewers are well aware that you come up with the ideas, but you definitely don't think them through. They watched the first part of this video.
That's harsh. Yeah, that is harsh.
But it's not a secret. It's not like something secret. That's like the worst kept secret.
You got a point.
You know, that's what they're saying too. Right before they click off.
I'm gonna go with Bo Duke.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
Wow.
I think you'd be like a kind of like maybe fullback kind
Yeah,
of guy.
it seems like a good fool.
And
Get you some touchdowns on the short
And I
yardage.
think what you're doing makes sense because you're trying to make sure it's just one specific demographic that's seeing these shows.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. Because I don't even think any of these are really in syndication anymore. So that's.
I don't know.
Mine certainly are not.
this is-
Mine are.
I mean, Me TV's not even putting these things.
No,
on.
they're not up there yet.
Yeah.
I don't think, but they may be.
Maybe.
I've got my next one.
All right. Let's hear
How
it.
about Lee Majors as the Bionic Man?
Ooh,
Nice.
Ooh, Scott Weaver. He
Well,
came to play.
That's
He did.
I've arrived.
Yeah.
He has.
Scott has entered the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
It's Lee Majors, Bionic Man. We all know who he is.
Yeah, don't be stupid.
Yeah.
Steve Austin.
Steve. That's right. Steve Austin, aka
Steve Austin.
Steve Austin.
All right, so we need another running back here. Bless you.
Bless you.
There's just so many options.
Sorry,
It's
can you
hard.
check to see if she's still breathing or something over there? Freaking me out. Every time I look over there, it's just gone.
Who's another man? So we can't go Terry Crews because he played professional football,
Yeah, that wouldn't be right.
but also hilarious. And the man is maybe one of the strongest humans I've seen.
He just looks like a strong guy.
He does. Well, no, because he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't just look like.
Well, yeah.
He
But I mean,
legitimately
you
is.
look at him and you're like, that guy is strong.
So I got the speed. You got to go power here.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And I've used a lot of superheroes, and I also feel like this is a strategic move because if I take him, this removes a selection that I know one of you two are going to make later.
Okay.
Because
don't feel good
it's
about
not
this.
going to eliminate just one individual. It eliminates a whole group because he's part of it.
Oh, wow.
Mr. T.
Oh.
Oh, man. Would have been a great defense.
Yeah.
Would have been, could have been, should have been, isn't. Mr. T, second running back for me in my winning team.
Wow. That's
That's a
tough.
strategy move. That's what fantasy sports are all
That's
about.
true.
Guys. You got to think ahead,
Yeah.
one step ahead.
That's true. He got us.
So let's hear What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna go with Shaft.
Shaft.
Ooh.
Oh,
All right.
You like that?
yeah.
I don't hate it. Not a bad pick.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah,
Yeah, I like it. I think you're on
can't
something.
beat that.
Yeah.
I think we're looking pretty good so far.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Something for sure.
Let's see what we got here. It's more of a. This is like a.
This is a kind
Flex.
of a do-it-all kind of guy, like your H-back. Like
H-back.
Yeah,
Can
he
run the ball.
Can run, he can catch.
passes.
Okay.
Your Percy Harvin types. You remember Percy Harvin.
McCoy.
Oh,
Shimakoy.
okay.
Who's Shimakoy? LaShawn McCoy?
Sean McCoy.
Sean McCoy.
You know, Shimakoy.
McCoy.
I can't think of his first name. I knew there was a.
There was a shin on
knew there was a
an Illinois.
Shimakoy. I don't know. That sounds more like a recording artist. Shimakoy.
I thought he was.
Remember he was on that Sade track. Shimakoy. He played the tin flute played the tin flute. He played the tin flute for Sade. That hot tin flute.
And the best tin flautist.
Yes. Oh, by far.
Ever.
Yep.
Yeah.
I know this is kind of a.
This is gonna be wild.
Controversial. I'm gonna go.
I can't even get it out. This is gonna be either ridiculous or the biggest letdown of all time.
Yeah, Bill Bixby as the Incredible Hulk.
Ooh.
But
Nice.
yeah,
But just
but Bill Bixby. So David Banner.
Pre-Hulk out?
Pre-Hulk.
You could have went Lou Ferrigno. But you went Bixby.
That's why I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself.
I can honestly say I didn't see that coming.
Bill, yeah. You know, he's a tough guy when he says you won't like me when I'm angry. You'll never get to see him.
Oh, my stomach.
So
Sorry.
I love your pick. I think deep down, I think it's what we were all. That's where we were all going.
Fans are like,
Yeah, you had him with the Hulk. You bobbed and waved at the end. I'm gonna go with the clear favorite for this position, AC Slater from Saved by the Bell.
oh.
AC Slater. The clear favorite. The clear favorite. AC Slater.
I mean, he has a wrestling background, which we already discussed.
Oh,
It's gonna
yeah.
help him. Maybe
Nice.
You could argue I should have went defense, but I think AC's got the. He's kind of a jack of all trades.
He is, yeah.
You know,
I'll
'cause
give you that.
Because not only was he a wrestler, but he could dance.
Oh, yeah.
Some said. I watched it. I wasn't into it.
Some said, I never saw it.
Producers thought he could.
Apparently.
Yeah.
I'm kind of going with the jack of all trades myself.
Okay.
This guy, he could fix stuff. He's
Okay.
mechanical.
Oh,
No.
don't even tell me.
Bob Vila.
He was,
Bob Vila.
could be a daredevil type guy.
I think you've
He
got
could-
a perfect.
He could jump the shark. I'm going with Arthur.
Oh,
Fonzarelli.
Arthur
Man, I didn't see
Fonzarelli.
that coming.
No,
Fonzie.
I kind of threw me a curveball.
Well, I'm not going to say who I
Yeah,
thought
don't
you
think that because then we
he
might
could still.
it might work on yours. Yeah,
Yeah.
Arthur Fonzarelli. Okay. Jump the shark too.
What do you got, Bixby?
Okay, Bixby. What do you got, Bixby? Wide receiver now.
Yep.
Okay. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking. I don't know why this stuff kills me. Larry Hovis from Hogan's Heroes. I'll do it.
Man.
What was his character?
What was it? Radar? Or... No, it wasn't. That was MASH.
That was MASH.
Was he? I'll have to look him up. But
Yeah,
it's Larry Hovis is the actor.
Yeah.
And he's in Hogan's Heroes. He's going to be my first pick for wide receiver.
I did not see that coming. I've strayed a little bit from my superheroes here, but I think I got to come back to it.
Uh-oh.
And I got to go Spider-Man.
Oh.
I mean, think about the hands on that guy.
Yeah.
Everything's sticking to him.
That's perfect.
Plus, I mean, I don't know if the web would be an unfair advantage, but we could get that out there too. I gotta go Spider-Man.
It does seem a little unfair, but I mean,
I go Spider-Man.
He's got the power.
Yeah, definitely. Who has better hands than a surgeon?
Oh.
I'm going with
Marcus
Hawkeye Pierce.
From MASH. All in all.
Okay.
This is my second wide receiver.
This may be the most ridiculous thing.
This is your fantasy.
Guys, I don't know. To be honest with you, I don't think either one of your teams can play football. even in a fantasy world.
I guess you're right.
I'm not so sure, man.
I'm not so sure, man. I think maybe Lee Majors.
I'm a little worried about your flex position, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Bill.
I don't even know what to do.
Let's see. The second wide receiver.
Yep.
So I've got to pick somebody who's got really, good hands. Catch.
No. Oh, sorry. I just had an idea, but you can't do it. You can't do it. And there's a really good setup for it, and it'd be a great joke. I can't pick it.
It's a tough one. That's a tough one.
The thought that's going into this is just
It's kind of you're mulling over a lot.
yeah.
Because it could be any.
There's a lot of TV.
Yeah, there's
out there.
so much.
Yeah.
The wheels are turning. What do you got?
Gonna win.
I don't know about that. I mean, because you got to be playing to the crowd as well.
I'm playing to win.
You're playing to a specific group of people who are really into superheroes.
AC Slater and Mr. T are not superheroes.
No. Although Mr. T was maybe superhero adjacent.
You got it. He's onto it now.
Here we go.
This could be. I'm going on a limb here. Joan Collins.
Never saw that coming.
It's pretty good hands.
From Dynasty.
It was Carrington or something. Was her
Maybe. It's
something
I
Dynasty?
honestly never watched it.
Gotta get the other
Oh, yeah.
other half involved. You
Yeah,
can't
that's
be.
fair. Now he's really playing to the ladies.
Joan Collins.
Joan Collins. Did not see that.
You know, I like what you did there, Scott, and I think it kind of helped me with my pick.
Because
we pick a female superhero.
Okay, well, it's good because we have votes, right?
She's a superhero in her own right.
Oh,
I think,
okay.
but not in the traditional sense.
Oh.
And I believe she had quite the set of mitts on her as well. B. Arthur.
As a wide receiver?
Yeah. Well, I think she's got height. Listen, I got
Definitely more of a tight end.
B. Arthur.
Well, I didn't know you felt that way about B. Arthur.
And then there's Maud.
And then there's Maud. That's an inspired pick.
She's more of my like if we're in the red zone, I'm just throwing one up.
We're in the red zone.
Yeah.
She's going to be somewhere in that ends up.
I hear you.
That's awesome. Caleb, that's
For
beautiful.
my second wide receiver, I'm going with J.J. Walker.
Oh, nice.
From
Good Times?
Good Times.
Yeah. That's great.
I think he was kind of tall, lanky.
Yeah.
Like a wide receiver.
Yeah, I think
That's
fair.
perfect.
That's fair.
Yep.
That's great.
That's
That's awesome pick.
Yeah.
Lanky, tall, needs to probably get out in the open quite a bit. It seems like a quick fella.
Yeah.
So we're on tight end already?
We're up to tight end.
Okay. Got to be careful
Yeah.
with this one. I think I'll play it safe. What do we got here? That goes out. It's going to be some short yardage.
Yeah.
The looks on your face are so intense. I think you're going to come up with something genius in
But
there.
it's never that. Don't worry about
Then
it.
it was just with Joan Collins.
RuPaul from RuPaul's Drag Race. And we're like, what? Okay, Scott.
Okay.
Are you sure you want?
Now I got to get serious here. I got to bring it in. How about Wolverine?
Ooh. Oh, that's a great pick. A little stocky, though.
He's stocky. He probably should have been moved to the running back, and then Larry Hovis.
You're gonna swap him out.
We can't do that now.
If he's been drafted as the tight end. He's tight end.
He's got to
He will
go. So
remain.
that's going to be what's his name? Logan is, and then what's the guy that played him in the movies?
We can't do movies, right? Do TV shows.
Oh, it's got to be TV shows.
Yeah,
Was
it's
there
not
not
the
a
cartoon.
TV? Was not a cartoon or something?
Cartoon.
Oh, he was a cartoon. Yeah. Okay.
You can't pull you Jackman.
Oh, I can't.
You're trying to do right.
That's what I was trying to do.
You have to go cartoon.
Okay, cartoon.
What was your Spider-Man? Was he cartoon?
Well, naturally.
Okay.
Yeah. That would have been insane if I would have picked anything else.
All right.
Well, what about Dean Cain?
Well, Dean Cain's
No,
cartoon.
that's a show.
He's a real
Still
person.
show. Yeah, you're good. He's a real person.
Dean Cain is he's a real human being.
He's a real person.
I'm gonna go with this might be not something you guys aren't gonna be overly familiar with. I'm gonna go with Helga G. Pataki.
Oh.
She is she's from Hey Arnold. She is his bully and also his admirer. But she's a tough girl.
What's it called again? What?
Hey Arnold.
Oh, I mean, what's her name?
Helga G. Pataki.
Oh, Helga G.
Yeah.
Pataki. Okay.
Sounds like a football player.
Yeah, she's tough. And ironically, she's the one who coined him with the nickname Football Head. So I think she's into her football.
Oh, quite
She knows
cool.
about. She's definitely
He
passionate
also-
about football.
He
Heads.
also had a
You know,
football-shaped head, though.
Well, yeah, but that was
It
her.
was kind of blatantly obvious.
But she's the one who coined it. So
She's the one who-
let's not.
there's
Let's
that.
get on to your.
Let's get
All right. It's pretty obvious, and I thought Scott was going to jump all over this. I'm going with the Incredible Hulk, Lou Ferrigno.
Oh, yeah.
That seems like a low hanging fruit. Yeah. It feels too obvious. It's like when you draft Christian McCaffrey first round, first overall pick, and he's injured for the rest of the season.
I tried to do that.
I did do it.
Did you?
Yeah, but he's coming back this week.
Oh, really?
I'm starting lineup.
Well, that's good. I lost him. Somebody else picked him before I could, but then he got injured. So, but he's coming back.
That's what they're saying.
We're on the defense.
Defense, so you can pick a whole group.
Pick a group of people, a whole cast from a show.
Okay.
One individual who would be like exemplify what your defense is.
Okay.
However you want to go with it.
I'm going to go with SWAT.
Hey.
Robert Conrad. This is the old SWAT, not the new, not that bogus one.
Yeah.
This is the old SWAT with Robert Conrad.
Nice.
And all the guys, guns.
The SWAT guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah, I like it.
It just gave me an idea. Go ahead.
Well, I had thought maybe like Law and Order.
Ooh.
Because they're defensive.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
But I thought, what is even a better courtroom drama than Law and Order? And that's when I came up with Night Court. So I'll take them
with
Night Court.
That's beautiful.
The original Night Court?
The original Night Court.
All right.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, I
That
like
Bull.
it. Bull stuff, yeah.
Yep. I like it.
Harry, Dean Anderson, or Harry, what's his name?
Harry Anderson.
Harry Anderson, yeah.
Of course, John Larroquette. Both ones.
Oh,
but
yeah.
you got a younger John Larroquette.
Yeah.
Maybe
Probably more spry.
More
More of a
linebacker kind of.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
And Marky Post.
Marky Post.
We're talking.
Cannot argue about that.
You gave me a great idea going with Robert Conrad. I'm taking Robert Conrad as well. Baba Black Sheep.
Oh.
Played Pappy Boynton. He had a group of fighter.
Yeah, fighter.
Like they weren't really jets then, were they? It was like World War II fighter.
Yeah.
Jets, maybe. Whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Planes.
South Pacific. Yep.
Yeah. They were tough.
Wow. I'm glad we explained it as much as we did.
It was a good show.
Might have to do a correction on Robert Conrad. He may not have been in SWAT. I know he was in Baba Black Sheep. I'll have to look up who.
That's okay.
But SWAT was made up of different characters.
No, they're going to hold you to the fire on that.
All right.
Somebody will. Those commoners
Yeah,
are.
I know.
You may have lost.
Well, we actually don't know how those commoners are.
They can be. I've heard
People talk about
they can be brutal.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I mean, we would almost be happy with that.
Somebody be something.
That's right. Rake us over the coals.
How about a kicker?
Oh, we get a kicker.
Let's get him.
Okay. I say MacGyver.
Ooh, that's a good pick.
That is a good pick.
Maybe, he might be able to put something together.
Yep.
Like a 90-yard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he could rig up a tee or something that would help spring the ball.
There's a lot of places I wanted to go with this one.
Oh.
Thought
There's a lot of places.
Doug Funny had really big shoes, so I thought maybe he could get a lot of punch on the ball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Kit from Knight Rider.
Yeah. Definitely a character.
Yeah.
Kid from Knight Rider. Kid from Knight Rider.
Kit from Knight Rider I think that would have been a pretty obvious choice here. But I didn't like it. I felt it was too. If everybody saw the kick coming.
Everybody saw it coming.
But I was thinking something along the lines of what you were thinking, Scott.
Oh,
you wanted
sorry.
somebody. No. I'm not saying what you picked. I'm saying, somebody who could maybe rig something up, make something happen. And that's what left me with Inspector Gadget.
That's beautiful.
Nice.
That is nice, Caleb. That's awesome. That's awesome.
I was thinking,
He's perfect.
when you think kickers, you kind of get like a certain image in your mind. I'm thinking like when we were kids, one of the really good kickers, Gary Yepremian.
Yepremian, yeah.
And so I'm picking Danny DeVito.
Is he a barefoot kicker? From what TV show?
I'll go with Taxi.
Yeah.
A little younger.
Yep.
A little younger.
Might still have a leg. Louis De Palma.
Louis De Palma.
He was usually pretty mad, so that might help.
Yeah.
That might help his distance.
He was usually pretty mad.
Yeah.
All right.
So give us a rundown of your team real quick, Scott.
Well, I think our I don't know if we need to, because I think the producer's he's gonna make a graphic and have them up on the screen. So they'll be on there.
Okay, better read them anyway.
Yeah, but we can read them.
I'm hearing you.
So, and he can put the graphic up as we're reading them. So if you want to go ahead and go, Scott.
Okay, the first quarterback.
I'm hearing some groans.
I just think it's great that he put the pictures of each character with.
Beautiful. That's so special.
I feel like that won't happen.
Hey, somebody's up.
Yeah.
We got the sad face.
Quarterback is the man from Atlantis himself. Patrick Duffy.
And I can't believe you found this picture.
I don't know how he did it.
Yeah. But it's a good shot.
So young.
It is a great shot. So young.
Yeah.
Yep.
And that's totally from the show, without a doubt.
No,
that picture that
that's
he found.
perfect. First running back is Alex P. Keaton, Michael J. Fox.
Beautiful pick.
The third one is our second running back is Lee Majors, the Bionic Man.
Crazy that he was still on the board.
Yeah,
It actually doesn't make sense.
They would have thought that.
Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Flex is Bill Bixby or Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Not the Hulk.
Not the Hulk.
Bruce Banner himself.
Wait, was he Bruce Banner or was he David Banner on this TV show?
Oh.
I think it might have been David.
Is this one of those Mandela things?
No, I think on the TV show he was David Banner.
Oh, was he? He wasn't
call him
Bruce?
No.
Okay.
That might be true.
Hey, I did put David Banner.
Well, there you go.
Wow.
Oh, wow. I thought it was
but
wasn't it
you
Bruce
said
in
Bruce
the comic.
Well, I think so.
Oh,
I think
that is right.
Yeah.
But I think on the TV show they
Just
I said
like David.
Bruce isn't going to play well.
If we call him Bruce, demographic, people are going to think he's Batman.
Oh, there it is.
yeah.
That's
that's
Never had Adam West. Man, Adam West.
That would have been another
team.
one.
He
Oh,
didn't make it.
But here's a quick graphic of Adam West.
throw that up there.
That's Batman.
The first wide receiver is Larry Hovis. Don't know what his character was, but he was in Hovis Heroes.
But, yeah, we got him. He's out here.
Second wide receiver, Joan Collins from. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Joan Collins. Because she has Dynasty. Yep. Third one is the cartoon character. No, not third one, but the tight end position. Our cartoon character is Wolverine. Yeah, he's good. Yeah,
He's good. He's good.
he's all
He's
right.
regretting
He's
that
good.
one. He's regretting that
I'm
one.
feeling like the Blades is going to get in the way of.
Yeah, I think, honestly,
I think he's.
if you were going to go an X-Men there, probably could have went Beast.
Yeah,
That's tough.
That's
tough.
better.
But it's
There
too
you go.
late.
It's bad. It's over.
What's done is
Yeah.
done.
You're right. Beast would have been better. I'm sorry, people. My defense, the SWAT team. This is from the original show. I know there's one a few years back that it's on TV. This is the original. And the kicker is MacGyver,
Nice. That's great.
and that's mine.
Caleb.
All right. So my quarterback is
Pictures to follow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Pictures will be up there. My quarterback is Superman Dean Cain, and here's one with him and Lois.
You got to get Lois in there.
My running back is the Flash, specifically the one from the CW.
CW. Yeah,
It's the live
best
action.
one. It's awesome.
My other running back, great pickup by me. It was strategic. I mean, it stopped a really good defense, I think, from coming off the board. Mr. T.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
My flex position was one of the ultimate flexes from the 90s, AC Slater, and here's him with Jesse Spanos.
The ultimate.
My wide receiver was obviously Spider-Man, the clear choice there.
That's perfect.
The number one for wide
Spider.
receivers. Of course, from the 90s animated series, naturally. Wide receiver, a little unexpected pick here. B. Arthur.
Very
Golden Girls, and here's her with the whole cast.
Not Maud. You're not going with Maud? No. B. Arthur, you're going with Golden
He's going with Golden Girls.
She was more seasoned then. And I feel like she did really
Definitely.
I want a veteran. I need a veteran wide receiver.
That's
a
it.
veteran B. Arthur.
B. Arthur, yeah.
So we went
Mean as nails.
Yeah. Tight end, we went Helga G. Pataki from Hey Arnold. And then defense was Night Court, the original cast.
Nice.
And then kicker, there's no better option than Inspector Gadget. From the
Oh,
animated
I
series.
just think the kicker is beautiful.
So I've got Magnum P.I.'s, my QB.
Nice. The mustache
Solid.
himself.
Yep.
Solid.
Running backs, I've got Bo Duke.
Nice.
He's a hazard. And I think maybe my best pick, Shaft.
Shaft. Yes.
That's a great running back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a perfect
My
pick,
flex
yeah.
guy, the man himself, Fonzie.
That's really. Yeah.
My wide receivers, Hawkeye Pierce from MASH.
That's a tough pick.
Great hands. He was one of the greatest surgeons
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah,
So
he
you
was.
know he had
He had a
great
little
hands.
height on him, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had
Short
some
man.
height on
Wasn't
him.
a short
Yeah.
guy.
Don't think he had the speed, though.
Yeah, that's true. It might be.
But he was crafty. He could get open. And
yeah, Crafty's
he was
good.
very
Yeah.
crafty guy. And J.J. Walker.
That's right.
Good times.
Yes.
As my tight end, I've got Lou Ferrigno, Incredible Hulk.
Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah, you're not going to stop that.
No
guy.
way.
Look at him in that.
He's already angry.
He's huge.
Yeah.
He's already angry. It's already angry.
So
I mean,
you can tell from the picture.
Scott has, the flex guy who's not angry.
Yeah.
He's not playing with a chip on his shoulder.
But
he's smart.
he's very
He's
intelligent.
a smart
guy.
guy. He can figure
This guy,
way to get open.
he's angry. He's playing with passion. He's not going to be denied.
I don't think so. Just
My-
be lucky if the goalpost is still standing after he gets in the end zone.
My defense, they defended America.
Awesome.
They can defend the football.
Yeah.
Baba Black Sheep.
Yeah. And how we got the graphic for this,
Conrad.
I'll never know.
Robert
It's a
Conrad.
great show.
That was a great show.
Great show. Wonderful show.
Yeah.
And kicker, all-time great, Louis DePaul.
All-time great. Danny DeVito. Perfect.
Some
That's
fun teams.
awesome.
Yeah.
Great picks, I think.
Yeah, great picks. I love them all. I
Yeah.
think they're awesome.
Yeah.
And like we said, leave your comments.
Yeah.
Comment on, rank them.
Rank them, yeah,
I
good.
think Scott's
Yeah.
got the best team.
Yeah.
Caleb, 1 through 3.
And go back and rewind. I mean, if you got to rewind, go back. Maybe take a look at the graphics we got pulled up, because it was a lot of digging.
It'll tell you
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah, the graphics
Yeah.
tell a story.
They do, yeah.
They do.
If you're not familiar with who they are, I mean,
It'll help you.
It'll help you,
It'll,
yeah.
it'll fill it in for sure. I'm just glad we did that.
And then I got this. I pictured a rainbow. You held it in your hands. I had flashes, but you saw the plans. I wandered out in the world for years while you stayed in your room. I saw the crescent. You
Good night.
The Whatchagonnawannado podcast is brought to you by Scott Dog Productions and is made possible by viewers like you.